Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to Zen Romance Tarot. We're going to take a look at Gemini and Capricorn, the relationship. I hope you guys are doing okay out there. I did meditate over these cards. We're going to take a look and see what's going on in this relationship. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get right into it, guys. I'm not going to waste time. I want to get right to the read. This to me does not appear to be a complicated story, but I will pull cards as I need to, right? Let's go ahead and get into it. Gemini, in this relationship with Capricorn. Now, please keep in mind, this could be Gemini's feelings about Capricorn and Capricorn's feelings about Gemini. Take it how it resonates, leave the rest behind. I'm in another chair. I'm not sitting in my stool, so I'm in like this fancy chair. It's kind of weird, but whatever. King of Cups coming up reverse for you, Gemini. I don't know if this is your energy or Capricorn's energy, but per you, extreme emotions. You guys might seem nervous about something. Maybe your emotions seem to be up and down. Your emotions seem to be up and down, highs and lows, extremes. It looks like you guys are avoiding difficult situations, embarrassing situations, rather than resolving these issues. I do see Gemini showing some destructive behavior. I also see tactics being used to escape commitment. So I don't know what kind of commitment that is. When I think commitment, it could be in this relationship or it could be other commitments, right? Work, speaking engagements, gathering with friends and families. Maybe you guys are acting a little off, a little different because you might have some things on your minds. Gemini, I'm showing that you guys are being tested. I'm also showing that you guys may have to speak to something. You're going to have to work hard to negotiate your way out of some situation. You guys may have had some sort of an argument with your Capricorn here. It seems like you're being asked to give birth to very complex documents. Or you need to make sure that there's some sort of agreement that is in place, that you understand it fully and accurately. You need to make sure that figures are adding up for whatever it is you do. There's something with your schedule that you're going to be questioned on. You need to be able to speak to this hole found in your schedule, whatever this is. Now, Capricorn could be asking you, please tell me, Gemini, where were you on this date, this date, this date, or what could have happened or something like that. You guys are being asked to make sure that the schedules add up and the figures add up. So they're going to be asking you questions about the money in the schedule. The cards show that even though you're swinging between highs and lows of emotions, you guys are also doing some mental rehearsing, right? So I am rehearsing my argument. I'm getting ready for this court case. I am making sure that I can speak to every single question that will be asked. Some things may not be true. Some things could be made up. It says here that you guys are rehearsing problems until plans are airtight or arguments are airtight. Until I can tell you a complete story and there's no holes in them, right? So that means that whoever is asking these questions, I don't know if this is a judge or an attorney or something like that, they may ask you a few questions and you're like, well, I have my argument, everything is straight. Please keep in mind, even though you're mentally rehearsing something, there's this possibility that somebody's still going to come in and ask you some things that you're not prepared for. Who's asking? Maybe a rival. Maybe you guys are being asked about something that has to do with a rival. Maybe there's a rival that actually got you into this situation with your Capricorn. Maybe Capricorn is your rival. I don't know. To be honest with you guys, I do not see too much about love here. You guys could be rivals or you could have broken up. I do see where there's something here where you guys could be a little mean. Maybe you're coming across as a little harsh, abusive. I do see something with emotional manipulation here. And that is the treatment that was given to Capricorn, and now you have to speak to it. So you're being tested. You're going to have to work hard. So you better pull out your acting skills or whatever it is you're doing, because I feel like there's some things here that you may not be able to answer. Some of you guys just don't have an answer, or the answer may be too embarrassing to speak aloud. I feel like there's going to be people here. But with this, I also see the Wheel of Fortune here. You guys actually end up gaining some sort of luck. It's like fate. There's some kind of joy that comes here. The Wheel of Fortune is upright, right? So I feel like there's going to be things that change for you. It's going to be unexpected. It's going to be for the better. you're going to benefit from some spontaneous success. You're also going to have better financial times. Gemini, I feel like for some of you guys, you may feel like Capricorn was mean to you. Or maybe you were able to triumph over something that was impacting your money or something like that, impacting your finances, or impacting the domestic bliss of this relationship if it is one. Capricorn, I'm showing that you have this Empress energy. You are the Empress. You are not the Empress reverse. You are coming across as the Empress. So let's be clear. You have the King of Cups reverse, who is manipulative. When you walk into a room, you don't know what you're getting. It could be nice Gemini. It could be mean Gemini. I don't know. You get the Gemini who, if you ask a direct question, which you guys are being advised to ask direct questions, there's a possibility you're not getting the answers that you want. Instead, you get these other answers. Oh, well, I don't remember, or I don't know. You got to ask Chuck, who does the schedule, or something like that. Somebody's going to ask you some questions. You guys have this Empress energy. Somebody could be pregnant with this Empress energy, because this is about fertility, the ability to grow something, motherhood, a positive influence. You could be a mother figure, or you could be a mother. At the end of the day, there's some positive influence had on this relationship by Capricorn. I do see something here where the King of Swords comes up reversed. You guys could actually be rivals. I have two kings that are showing up in reverse. That does suggest that there's some sort of rivalry. Now, if we take a look at the King of Swords reverse Capricorn, it does say it's you. It could be you, right? It could be you, or it could be your feelings, how you act. It says harsh opponent. Maybe you're giving Gemini a run for their money, right? It says you're a harsh opponent. It says that you relentlessly pursue the prize. You're actually cruel with your desire to win. I feel like you guys might be fighting over a mother figure, or Empress. You're fighting over an Empress for some of you. Or, you Capricorn, you could be the Empress and you're like, I need to go into my King of Swords energy, become a harsh opponent, and relentlessly go after what it is I want. I need to show cruelty with my desire to win, because I'm up against somebody who might have the world at their hands, or they're the ultimate liar, or the ultimate manipulator, or something like that. The cards are saying here that you may need to retreat, though, as you have little influence over a tyrant. So this King of Swords reversed may not have too much of an influence over you, because they're manipulative, they're nasty, they may have some connections or something like that, and you guys may need to fight. So you probably did retreat, or you may have to retreat. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. King of Swords, you're coming across as a bully too, though. You're coming across as a bully who has some sexual issues. For some of you, you might have some issues at work. For some of you, you may be weak. The cards say that you're retreating because you have no influence. There's something where you guys might have to deal with a tyrant, but this is more about a project rather than a person. So I feel like you guys might be working on some project together, Capricorn and Gemini, and I feel like there's definitely some tension here. This card, the King of Swords reversed, it predicts open confrontation and opposition. It says Capricorn is an unsuccessful strategist. So whatever you gave birth to, whatever plan, Capricorn, it seems like it didn't work. And I feel like Gemini might be playing on that. Like, yeah, Gemini. Or Gemini's like, yeah, Capricorn, look, you're a failed strategist. You're unsuccessful. You don't see the bigger picture. Your project was doomed to fail. So, in a sense, it could be Gemini getting a little lick back over at this Capricorn here. Yeah, you're a failure. And Capricorn's like, okay, Gemini, well, you're moody. You're a moody son of a gun, right? Your highs and lows. There's nothing consistent about your behavior. You're up and down. You're destructive, too. And you don't want to deal with me. You want to escape commitment. I, on the other hand, yes, I'm harsh. I might have been unsuccessful in this one task, this one project. And yeah, this project may be doomed to fail, but I feel like this is going back and forth. I may have failed, but you're an a-hole. Something like that, right? That's the energy that you guys have, because I feel like you guys are rivals. I also feel that Gemini can come back and say, yeah, well, I heard through the grapevine that, your sexual your doesn't work, okay? Like that. You guys have the Five of Pentacles that comes up in reverse here. This suggests that there are some money problems. That's actually more for Gemini to go ahead and tell you off about, whatever that's about, right? There's something here about the Five of Pentacles reverse. Money problems. They threaten to destroy domestic security. It specifically speaks to a partnership that you guys could be in. So this could be a partnership. It says here that the cause of this friction is greed, poor judgment. But Capricorn also knows that they're fighting a battle that they are responsible for, or somebody close to them is responsible for. With that, it makes Capricorn very reluctant, or, yeah, I want to say reluctant to forgive you. Or forgive whoever did this. For some of you guys, Capricorn is arguing on behalf of somebody close to them that is not Gemini. It could be a family member. Remember, the Five of Pentacles is somebody being left out in the cold, left out in the dark. Somebody could be facing some sort of a sickness here. Somebody could be trying to recover from financial difficulties with this Five of Pentacles. Capricorn, you could be in, I don't know, looking for a new job. For some of you guys, you might be attempting to go back to something. I don't know if this is a job. I feel like you guys might be looking for some sort of a new job, but I feel like you're recovering after a hard time. This is a card that tells me that hope is returning after having some sort of a battle with Gemini. It tells me that Gemini got the bag, Wheel of Fortune. The karma's on their side here on this one. The karma's upright. So they have good luck. They don't have any setbacks at the moment. They are experiencing spontaneous success. It is fate. It was supposed to happen, but I don't know if Gemini expected it to turn out like that, especially when they're arguing with a rival, especially when they are banking on something that they sewed up together, that they pinned together, like this argument that they're coming up with. They're making sure it's airtight. The argument is airtight, but is the argument true? At the end of the day, Gemini gives this great argument, right? Maybe they're a lawyer out on the floor, they give some great argument. Wheel of Fortune, they get paid for it. Or they win something against a rival because their plans were airtight. They're promised better financial times. Capricorn, on the other hand, with the Five of Pentacles coming up reversed here, money problems. I have some money issues. My security is threatened. My partnerships, not just one, but several, because I feel like this might be one, but I also feel like Capricorn might be in bed with other business people, business deals, have other projects going. Remember, Capricorn is really worried about this project here, but Capricorn is also suffering. Somebody's responsible for this. Who is responsible for this? Now, the Five of Pentacles talks about a Taurus. So somebody could be dealing with a Taurus. Capricorn, you might be in some sort of, I don't know, business partnership. Aside from a Gemini, you might be in some sort of a business partnership with a Taurus energy that comes up. We also have the Five of Wands that comes up for you guys. So for Gemini, you guys might be dealing with a Leo energy, right? If there was somebody else involved here. Five of Wands involves some sort of a Leo energy. There could be a Leo testing you. So if we were to go step outside of this business partnership and we were to look at things individually, some of you guys here might have extreme emotions when it comes to a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio. With this particular person, you might be experiencing highs and lows, aside from your Capricorn. So you might have a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio catching it from Gemini in terms of attitude, in addition to their Capricorn. Now, we also know that Gemini is being tested here. So there's somebody trying to show you something, or they want you to show them. That's Leo energy, or they're a rival or something like that. Somebody who you have to get the paperwork for, or something like that. Somebody's questioning the paperwork. I don't know if it's Capricorn. It could be a Leo, Gemini saying, hey, where were you on this date, this date, this date? How come your IP address says this, but if something shows up over there as you? Tell us what this is. You tell us what we know so we can look into what we have and make it make sense. It looks like Gemini is successfully able to conquer whatever this task is in this relationship with Capricorn, or in this situation with a Leo, and they come out of it on top. They do have this fixed energy. For some of you guys, Gemini, you might actually have some fixed sign in your chart. It could be Leo energy that you have in your chart. It could be that. It could be Leo. Could be Aquarius. Who else? Scorpio, Taurus, right? Okay, those all coming. So you have some fixed energy that shows up here also. But this Empress energy takes me back to Taurus or Libra too. So Capricorn, you definitely could be the Empress. You could be the mother figure. Somebody could have been a harsh opponent to you. I don't know why. I mean, at the end of the day, business is business. Whether you're male or female, there's still a possibility that you are business opponents. I got a business, you got a business. We're going to fight the same way. You won't be out doing my business, and I'm not going to outdo yours to the dot. You know the argument. So it is a possibility that this is male and female. They're just business opponents who happen to be in the middle of some sort of an argument. There's open confrontation, open opposition, and Capricorn is being accused of being an unsuccessful strategist. Or Capricorn could be saying, you know, Gemini, you're really unsuccessful. I feel like it's this bickering back and forth causing bad feelings. But then we have the money problems that come on. And Capricorn is like, man, this really sucks. Because I'm in the middle of all this stuff. I know that I did this, or somebody close to me may have done this with this Five of Pentacles coming up here. So again, Five of Pentacles takes me back to Taurus energy. So some of you guys could feel like it was a Taurus that got you in the middle of this mess where you have to call judgment, that it's hard for you to forgive them. You could be having issues, Capricorn, forgiving Gemini, or there might be some Taurus in your energy who got you into some mess and you have to get out of it, and it's very hard for you to forgive them. Both you guys, this Two of Swords comes up. So there's this truce energy that comes up. This is Libra energy. Some of you guys, the common energy that falls between you guys is Libra. With the Two of Swords, a truce. So after a time of friction, there's something where peace returns after discord. There was turmoil. What is common, both you guys don't trust this. Like, yeah, we agree to disagree. But we also agreed to work together. We still have to work together. Maybe this is a contract where you guys have to work together. Or maybe there's some common goal. Maybe both you guys have to beat a case against an Empress here. Maybe both you guys stole some money from an Empress. And even though you're arch enemies, or maybe you guys are enemies, maybe you guys hate each other, but you still have to partner together. So you have to find some common ground. Common ground may not be about finding common ground. Common ground may just be this Libra energy. We both have to fight this Libra. We can do it individually, or we can get it together. We can do it together. Capricorn is like, yeah, I know that so-and-so is responsible for this. I know you're responsible, but we're already under contract together. And now we got to... But there's some tension. There's a lot of tension that plays out here in this partnership. So this is due to greed. Hard for you guys to forgive somebody, Capricorn. Very hard. Very hard for you to forgive at this point, whoever did this. For some of you guys, you might have resentment against your Gemini, or there's somebody else here, somebody close to you guys, who it's very hard to forgive. So you guys have this truce that comes up. There's something that was troublesome. I feel like you guys are getting it together, but you're both very cautious about this. Cautious and also factual. So nobody's coming to the table with nonsense. People are bringing facts to the table. People are bringing a game to the table. There's no nonsense here, because I feel like both of you guys are in this sharp battle. It also goes on to say that both you guys are making sure during these negotiations that your needs are met as well as the other party. So I'm taking into consideration what I need to run my business, or what I need to make my family function well. I'm taking that into consideration, but I'm also taking your situation into consideration. But I am hell-bent. I'm making sure that I don't do more for you than I do for my people, my situation, whatever this is. You guys could be two CEOs. You guys could be, I don't know, just partners. Or maybe you have a small business that you run from the house. Maybe this is some side project which got you into trouble in the first place. But you guys are looking for balance. But at the end of the day, you still do not trust the truce. So I see two people who are working together, trying to. They have a common goal. What is between them is the Two of Swords. So there's some sort of decision that needs to be made. There's something here where you guys have to compromise in order to come to some sort of a decision about something. Alright, so we have that. So let's see what else is going on. What cards do I want to pull? What's really funny is all the cards. I brought them in the other room. I sure did, but I don't mind pulling some different ones. I'm cool with that. Because I just wanted to get to the point with the read so that you guys have an understanding of what's going on here. I don't necessarily see too much about money, but I do because you have the Wheel of Fortune. So with that, I'm going to pull money cards. I'm going to pull these money cards. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like when I do earth signs, because earth is really about finances, money, stability, making a living for oneself. And I feel like every time I pull earth, this is a deck I have to pull because that's what it's about. But Gemini is more about thinking, air, strategy. Gemini actually insults Capricorn, so you know what? You suck as a strategist. Capricorn's like, I know I suck as a strategist in this particular instance, but I do not always suck as a strategist. If I did, I wouldn't have this deal with you if I was so bad, right? But then again, you're talking about two people who might be trying to get themselves out of some rut, even though they hate each other, they have to work with each other, right? That's how business goes sometimes. Sometimes you got to partner with folks that you don't necessarily like. I don't rock with you, but I have something in common with you. Like, we are two CEOs and somebody's going to change the rules with business, or somebody's going to change some sort of a law that's going to impact us both, so we have no choice but to stand together, even though we are rivals, even though we don't like each other. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Alright, that was bad. Alright, what's going on, guys? Gemini, give me your energy, please. What do we need to know for you? Because we know that you have the ups and downs and all this other stuff going on. That was bad. Alright. I'm telling you, I thought I had normal sized hands. I guess I don't. Alright, okay, that's bad. Alright, maybe. I think, okay, well, we got some. Alright. Gemini. Your concern is somebody's doing alchemy. You feel like somebody's doing something like witchcraft that is dark. Somebody's in the occult. This could be you. Maybe you practice witchcraft, but I feel like I said what's on your mind. Gemini, you feel like somebody's doing something destructive to you. Yes. If this is not you, we have Capricorn, who might practice black magic, and they're doing it on you. They're using witchcraft. They're not using, it says learning God's secrets. They're learning the devil's secrets here. Now, I don't know who's listening to this, but if you guys have listened to me, then you know what I mean by the devil. It ain't God, it's the devil. So if it ain't the Lord, it's the devil. You know, like my ex-husband. He don't believe in the Lord. He does magic. Black magic, right? So, alchemy, reversed. It does say that you guys are combating this. Oh, it's like open your heart to spiritual career and heal. So you guys are, if you were practicing black magic, I feel like you're doing spiritual work now because it's upright. You are a light worker. I feel like a lot of you guys are changing your tune when it comes to the spirituality thing because you see it's real. Anybody with good sense. Business people always know when something is something is something. Y'all know this ain't no doggone joke. Savings, right? You're doing spiritual work. I feel like somebody's playing with your money. You always need to put something off for a bad day. I feel like there's been some issues with savings. I feel like you guys are well aware that somebody's been doing some dark alchemy on you. I feel like you go into a more spiritual place. I feel like your savings have been impacted. Money has been impacted. But because you did your spiritual work, it looks like the Wheel of Fortune turns for you. What does that mean? It means, Lord, I got up out this dark magic. It means that I expect your blessings now. Or, Lord, I'm going to get up out this dark magic to see. And you get it. You get the Wheel of Fortune. It is luck. Technically, you ain't supposed to use the word luck. I will tell you this, guys. You know, everything I was taught when I was growing up, I got to go back and look at it again. I know games of chance and all that. I know that stuff is real because I actually go in and read. But some of the stuff I was taught, I'm still studying. But as far as I'm concerned, I see where somebody going from dark. Either you were doing dark magic and you change it and you go into light work and you're like, Lord, please forgive me to die. And my savings is up, down, and then you get Wheel of Fortune because you changed your ways. That's what it looks like. Now, Capricorn, give me your energy. Where are you? What's going on with this money thing? Because you have the Five of Pentacles reversed. Now, Gemini said you was doing dark magic on them. You were doing dark magic on me, and that's why I'm in this Five of Pentacles. This is why I'm left outside in the cold. This is why my business or my company is failing. This is why I have massive losses. This is why da-da-da. And I'm an Empress. I feel like there was an Empress, you Capricorn, who had to go into this energy where you had to be mean, had to be nasty. I mean, now I'm looking at this read. It might have been Gemini doing this dark magic and they got hit with the hand of the Lord or the belt or switch of the Lord. And they done changed their doggone ways around. Here we go. Fruits of labor. You guys are not seeing a return on investment. It's time to reap the fruits of your labor and become rich. Rich gain is here. It says that you're poor right now. It says that you have massive losses. That's the tree of life. I know because I listen to it every day. I meditate to the tree of life every day. Fruits of your labor. Some of you guys are not seeing a return on your investment. I don't see a return yet. Hold on. This little thing is so annoying. Hold on, let me see what else this says. You guys are not reaping the benefits of your work for whatever reason. It could be, if you're the person responsible for the black magic, that could be why. You could have also suffered, if Gemini did dark magic to you, Capricorn, you could have suffered at the hands of them because they did dark magic. And they got the result that they wanted. They wanted to get you messed up with the money, and they did. But then Gemini wound up getting into this whole rivalry court thing where they got to answer questions to the lawyers and negotiating stuff and sitting home and rehearsing their arguments that they got to give on Monday. What was it, Tuesday morning for court? I got to come on. I better be good at this by Tuesday. We all set here? Yep. So you home rehearsing because maybe you did black magic on somebody and it impacted them. And whatever happened here, you got your behind whooped from the Lord to the point where you said, oh, I surrender. Right? And spiritual work. Now you a light worker with your savings. You're going to work on your savings. But it looks like you do the work. It looks like you do the work and the Wheel of Fortune comes up upright. Or this Wheel of Fortune could have been a result of black magic. But what I'm getting here is that I'm getting here that you turned it around. It looks like you're doing a little bit better. It don't look like you yelling presto no more. Don't play with me. Hold on. Capricorn, give me more. What's going on with you, please, Capricorn? Give me a card. I'm going to try this. It's never worked. Capricorn. Oh, we got one. Money matters. It does come out reversed here. Expense, save, cuts. Oh, jeez, these cards. Expense, save, cut, costs. Okay, there's no dots. Resource plan ahead. Resource plan ahead. Make an informed choice. Invest your money wisely. So you guys are not seeing return on investment. You're not getting the money back that you thought you would get by partnering with this Gemini here or whatever happened. I think you guys partnered for some weird reason. And I also think you guys don't like each other. I think that you guys partnered together because you had to. But your money is still suffering, Capricorn. It says you're still losing, okay? Give me one more for Capricorn so we understand what's going on in this relationship with Gemini. I really feel like this is a partnership. If it was love, it was partnership. Ciao. Joining forces with business partners for win-win cooperation. Prioritize your connections. You guys had to work together. This is a partnership. You were losing big time. You weren't getting a return on investment. Maybe you weren't getting a return because Gemini was over yelling presto. Or you were doing that to them. Gemini could be telling me, you know what, Mo? I'm telling you that doggone Capricorn was over there yelling presto. And because of that, that's why they got this. This is why I was losing money. Because they were playing with my money. And look what happened to them, right? Fruits of labor, everything you do, it ain't gonna work. So whoever was blowing black magic, I feel like they already feel the effects of it. I see that Gemini straightens up their act real quick. They're like, oh no, I see the result of this mess when I'm yelling presto and, I'm over drinking blood or whatever they do. They switched up real quick. You see how fast Gemini got on the good foot? Right there. But they got on the good foot and now they're working on their savings. They end up Wheel of Fortune. This Capricorn over here kept on and kept on and kept on because they knew they had some money issues. They were not getting a return on investment and they had to go into a partnership. Somebody's not telling the truth about what they were doing, but deep down, both of y'all know who was doing what. Whichever one of you did it. One of y'all was doing black magic and somebody's money suffered. Both of your money suffered because of the black magic. But somebody recovered from the black magic because they obeyed and they did what they were supposed to do, if that makes any sense. What's the common energy between these two? We do have the Two of Swords where you guys have to compromise, make some sort of a decision or something like that. This is Libra energy. I don't know if this has to do with court. When I think Libra, I think justice, right? Two of Swords is Libra energy. I think this goes before the justice system or there's something in court. And that's why we have Gemini over negotiating. A helping hand, common energy. Need others to assist with services, increase productivity. No one can handle it all. You guys knew that you needed to partner with each other. You had to. Because there's something that you got to get out of. Sweet success. There's something with... It's not difficult to get everything you want and enjoy it. Get what you want, but be fair about it, right? But there's a gift. There's something about a gift. You will discover new talents that will lead to new opportunities, which is this partnership. But loyalty. You guys don't like each other. You're not loyal. You find a better partner with a better record, you're the heck up out of there. I feel like you guys would have never partnered together if it weren't for this particular situation. That's just my opinion on it. And I don't know all the details. That's all I'm saying. I do want to find out a little bit more about this Two of Swords energy. I'm just going to pull some randoms. Hold on, y'all. I told you guys, you know what I realized with my PTSD kicking in on Thursday? It starts around Thursday. I don't know. I'm praying through it. I don't know what at night is bad. On weekends, right before, you know, when you're getting ready for work, or when the thought, something like, it's like that. I'm very used to working, so I'm not happy about this at all. But I told the Lord I'm gonna work through it, and I am. I'm gonna give Him all I got. And child, when I tell y'all gift, something is up with a gift. Something with a gift. I don't know if this gift, you come into some sort of a compromise about a gift. What is this gift? I know you guys are business partners. If I had to take a look at this, at the top line, I would say that there's a King of Cups reversed here who was very nasty, manipulative, up, down, emotions, highs, lows. They were treating an Empress bad, and now somebody needs to make some sort of a compromise. Both you guys are making some sort of a compromise about a gift, or whatever this is, but there's no loyalty here between both you guys. So I feel like this is some sort of a forced partnership that absolutely had to be done. It was necessary for whatever reason. I'm gonna cut these because there's way too many of them. I don't know what that, I don't know what that is. Hold on, let me put this away because I don't need that many. I'm trying to stay away from the ranch stories in this deck, but what's going on? Tell me. Oh, that was ugly. Tell me what's going on, and I was actually looking for this too, so I'm going to pull that out of there, because I need that. I got to put that back in another deck. Give me the common energy, Two of Swords, Libra energy. Tell me about this gift, please. What's going on with this gift? Somebody was kidnapped. What does that have to do with the gift? There was a gift, somebody was kidnapped. Somebody kidnapped, literally, I'm not going to, it is what it is. Somebody was kidnapped. Their hands were put together. Somebody could have been 8 years old if they were kidnapped. I don't know, something about the number 8. I see alligators here. Somebody could live in Florida. You have the Four of Wands. Somebody could have had some sort of a celebration. You could have had a child that was kidnapped at a celebration at 8 years old. Somebody's name, what is that? Could start with an M. It did come out reverse. So if somebody's name starts with an M, I don't think this was a stellar person involved with this. Whatever this is about. Give me more, please. Give me more for the common energy between Gemini and Capricorn in this relationship or business relationship. I see something about an Aquarius that comes up, so we'll take that. All right. I also something about surveillance. Somebody was surveillancing someone. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. This is Aquarius energy that comes up. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Four of Wands. There was some sort of a celebration. There was a gift. Somebody was kidnapped. Something with alligators. Something about the state of Florida. I don't know why. Somebody was celebrating. Somebody's name starts with an M. They're a terrible person or they're a questionable character. They